So I'm currently in the process of packing my Africa Twin up for my next BDR trip. I'm going to be going to the Chattahoochee or Georgia BDR X again. I believe this is like my second or third time doing that. Really fun route. But what I want to do here while I'm packing my bike is share the process with you guys. What do I pack, how I pack, the system I use. As I've gone on multiple motorcycle trips, not even if it's just a BDR, you know, but hopefully some of the stuff that I've learned over the time on multiple trips can help you guys out. And if you got any other tips and tricks as well, let us know down in the comments. First up, I want to show you the side bags I'm using. These are from Hepco and Becker, as you can see, and these are their Royster bags. And they're really cool because they're almost like soft and hard, kind of the combination there. You got this reflected material on the outside, but I mean, you can see they're pretty hard, but if you push hard enough, they will flex for whenever you go down, right? We're going to say whenever because we all know it does happen, whether that be a slow thing on the mountains or whatever. But anyways, then they open up like this. And these little bags inside are what make it waterproof. The outside bit is not waterproof. It's just this inside bag, which can totally unzip from the inside, as you see right here. You can undo it if you need to dry it out or something. But as far as in this bag, all I really keep is my camera gear, which, by the way, I don't carry much camera gear with me. I have like one camera, and then over here I have like my battery pack of 3 batteries and then a little DJI mini microphone. But whatever, and I keep that in a hard case as well, just for some extra protection, and then one other little mount so I can mount it anywhere on my bike. Then I have gloves, but I have tons of extra space in here. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but I have a lot of extra space in here, which you're going to catch throughout this video. That's something I shoot for. And one of my favorite things about these Hepco and Becker side bags, other than being kind of like hard and soft luggage there, but they actually lock to the bike. You can actually undo them. You see they got the locking mechanism there, and then you just have this little SIBO mount. If you're not traveling or whatever, you're just riding your bike regular, you don't got these big old racks on the side. But again, it's super cool because now you got this little suitcase type deal you can just carry along. Now, you all remember on my last BDR, when I did the Southeast BDR, I was actually using the Hepco and Becker X travel bags. I just really like these. They got the Molly system on the side. They're a little bit bigger. They just got a nice rugged look as well. But I did have issues with these. If you all remember me mentioning, whenever I loaded them down, they're sitting on a SIBO, as the SIBO's really just kind of locked here on the bag. So down here, I ended up getting a little bit of flex. It bowed in. You can see I got that little brush mark right there on my exhaust. But anyways, I talked to them. I said, hey, these didn't really work out on the trip. You know, they were bouncing around. They started flexing, so on and so forth. They're like, yeah, those are kind of meant a little bit more for touring. I showed them my video, said maybe it went a little bit too heavy on them, you know. So again, I would recommend these if you're touring. But why I love the Royster here, which is not meant for off-road, but take a look at that. The SIBO is right there, all within the entire case. So whenever you put it down onto your bracket, any of the flex, the bag is within the bracket. And the cool thing, again, talking about how it's solidified with Hepco and Becker, I mentioned this stuff to them. I let them know the faults, and they're like, well, hey, why don't we try this, even though it's not meant for it, right? We had a productive conversation, productive, you know, constructive criticism, and built off it together. That was super cool. Trust me, there's been multiple companies out there before that I just recommended things and said, oh, maybe we can do this better or that better. You know, that's what I love using my platform, is making the space better. But anyways, long story short is I've been ghosted by companies. They don't reply to my emails. They don't talk to me anymore because I've mentioned stuff like that before. You know what I mean? But seeing Hepco and Becker build off it, and again, kind of working together, like let's figure out what can work. That is super cool from a company. Now moving on to my rear bag. You're gonna see a lot going on back here. Number one, this netting, and then I have an extra bag here, and then my other bag here. These are all waterproof bags from Nelson Rig, as you can see. But let me swing you to the front and kind of explain what's going on here. So let me explain this contraption. Number one, why I have the netting on here is so whenever I stop, I got a quick storage point. Like I can just throw my gloves in there, or say if I stop at a grocery store and I need to throw a bag of some waters or snacks or something, I can just slap it right under there and I am done and good to go. As far as this bag on the back right here, this is just something new I'm going to try, as we have some rain predicted on our ride this time. So this is empty. I have nothing in here. But over here in this side bag, the same as the SIBO over here, I have my rain gear. So again, if I get wet and sloshy, I don't want to just throw it in my bag or make this bag all messy inside. I have a dedicated bag for wet stuff, maybe my bathing suit if I got to put something in there. So that's why that little small 10-liter bag is strapped to the back with nothing in it. But anyways, getting to this bag here, totally waterproof, and I absolutely love these bags. Number one, they got this little valve on the back, so when you cinch it down, it really holds its position. But the cool thing is inside. This is how I pack, right? So I get these other waterproof bags. Yeah, that one's pink. I got some goofy colors here. It was the cheapest color option I could find, right? But anyways, these bags are waterproof inside my waterproof bag. So, and I pack each one differently. So all of my t-shirts right here. Then I have another one. This is all of my socks, or y'all know I wear spandex underneath my riding gear because I don't like that flapping all the time and I like it to absorb the sweat. So I have that right there. And then over here, I have, I don't know, what do I have in this one? So I got shirts, socks. This is my spandex. Okay, shirts, socks, and then this one is with my spandex and stuff. But it's really nice to have each thing separated so you're not digging through and just, you know, you got all sorts of stuff piled up in there. So my point of showing you my rear bag here is not so much the bag as much as I like it, but more or less how I pack, which individual bags for each different thing. It just makes it so much more organized and simple to use. Trust me, rather than just tossing everything in one bag, try this out. You'll thank me later. This has been game-changing for my motorcycle trips. Now let's take a look at my crash bar bags, as I'm usually not a big fan of crash bar bags, mainly because it covers up the beauty of the bike, like it covers up where it says Africa Twin, for crying out loud, you know what I mean? But anyways, it does serve a purpose. Number one, you get extra protection, but other than that, I just keep my essentials that never come off the bike right in here. So, tire repair kit, one of those little water straw filters, first aid kit, and then some straps. And then I got a waterproof pouch inside here, which keeps my important paperwork. And as far as a crash bar bag on the other side, same deal. Just stuff that I always leave in here. A little tiny tool satchel in here. And then in here, I keep a towel. I got my rock straps. These things are amazing. A friend recommended me to these, and I'm going to recommend them to you. These things are absolutely phenomenal. Trust me, you get those. But, and then I got this little toolkit here with a bunch of different sizes of heads, which I'm going to show you why I carry that. But again, as you see, both crash bar bags are really just holding on to essentials that never come out of my bike. Now let's go and take a look at my tank bag. This is the Rhino Walk mechanic bag, and I'm not going to go over the bag itself too much as I did a whole dedicated video on it. I swear by this tank bag. Make sure to go watch that standalone video. This is like budget Moscow Moto. But anyways, I want to show you more or less what I pack in it, which I have nothing up here, so that's good for snacks whenever I'm on the road or something. Coming into this pocket here, I got some basics, toothpicks, I got my charging cable and port, chapstick, some Adventure Undone stickers, which we need right there. But anyways, you're seeing it's just basics, right? Now we'll go down into the next pocket here. I have my hat, and then I have my EDC pouch, which I'm going to show you here in a second. I always carry me a little, what you call these, little power bank, charging bank there. And then I have my brick right down here. But more importantly, I want to show you my EDC little pouch here, which goes right in line with the socket that I used with all the little heads right over there. So all I really need, I have this one, which I forget which brand this is, SOG or whatever, but it's so cool because all those little heads attach. You open it up, boop, it grabs on the head up there, and then you have all your tools you need. And of course, you got, you know, your pliers and you got your knife and all that other stuff in there. But I think the coolest thing is where it attaches the head. So you have all the Allen sizes and stuff that you need. Really cool, and it's super tiny here. Inside, I also have a pen, a little flashlight, American flag theme, super cool. Goes with the, this is Olight, by the way, really great flashlights. And then I also have just a tiny dedicated knife. So this is just really nice. Again, minimizing my tools that I got to carry. And then I have this nice EDC that I can just use wherever I want on a campsite or something like that. Really love how I changed over to that setup. Now the last pocket, really cool on this tank bag. It's insulated because it comes with a water bladder, but I do not use the water bladder because I already have enough weight on this bike. I don't want to add all that extra weight up there, so I just keep some glass cleaner for my windshield or my visor. and then I'll throw snacks in here if need be throughout the day. So anyways, that is how I pack my motorcycle for my BDR trips, or heck, any of my longer motorcycle trips that are roughly around 4 days to a week long. This is how I pack them out, and I hope some of the tips I had here and some of the things I have learned and showed you were beneficial and able to help you out. If you have any other tips and tricks or some things you've learned, please let us know down in the comments. Always glad to learn some tricks as far as loading a motorcycle out for a trip. But I hope this video was, again, enjoyable and helpful for you. If it was, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you on our next adventure. Bye now.